Λοιπόν, και κάποια στιγμή, από ό,τι μας είπε, εφόσον άρχισε να ασχολείται με τη μουσική, ξεκίνησε να μας πει βέβαια ότι στην Goa τότε, στην παραλία των Ινδιών, δεν υπήρχε τόσος πολύς κόσμος. Can you continue about the Goa beach?
Then as the scene got bigger, we got amplifiers, we got guitars, we made bands, drums, everything, PA system. Then in the mid-70s, we had like 5 different bands playing original song with DJs in between. This was Goa Party. But then in the end of the 70s, after playing so many kind of music with bands, many different styles, I kind of got bored of all that kind of thing, and I started to hear the first roots of techno music, the first Kraftwerk, the first Williston Dodgers, the first Front 242, and all this kind of music. And then I thought, wow, this is the music of now, because it has the tribal...
You have this idea when? Which year? This is the music
in the beginning of the 80s now.
The beginning of the 80s.
Yeah.
Μας είπε λοιπόν ότι όταν ξεκίνησε να παράγει μουσική δημιουργώντας κάποιες μπάντες στην παραλία των Ινδιών στην Goa, δημιουργήσαν κάποιες μπάντες με live κρουστά, μπορούμε να πούμε με προσμίξεις από DJs οι οποίοι έπαιζαν μουσική πάνω στα live όργανα, και κάποια στιγμή όταν ο ήχος άρχισε πλέον να ηλεκτρονικοποιείται, τότε στα τέλη της δεκαετίας του 70 και στις αρχές του 80 ο Goa Gil αναφώναξε, αυτή είναι η μουσική, εδώ ξεκινάμε, η ηλεκτρονική μουσική είναι η συνέχεια σε αυτό που λέμε μουσική παιδεία. Συνέχισε.
So this music, when I heard the tribal rhythms on the drum machines, but the synthesizer sounds like alien and futuristic on top, I thought this is the music of now. It reflects the times that we live in now. And we started to collect all this kind of music as much as possible. In those days, we used to even collect from High Energy or any remixes of Depeche Mode or New Order or this and that. Sometime there'd be really good track that had really good drum machine and synthesizer, but there would be some singing inside we didn't like. So many times we used to take 2 tape decks, take the parts with the singing out, take the parts with the drum machine and the synthesizer, rearrange them in different way, and make one full track instrumental. We did this many times with many tracks.
In the middle of the 80s. In the middle of the 80s.
So this way we could make a whole night of electronic dance music instrumental in our concept without some kind of, oh yeah, whatever coming inside. And we made a whole night like this.
Μας εξήγησε λοιπόν ότι όταν ξεκίνησε πλέον να βλέπει ότι η εξέλιξη ηλεκτρονικής μουσικής μέσα από τα drum machines, μέσα από τα synthesizers, μέσα από τα παλαιότερα όργανα τα οποία μπορούμε να πούμε παρήγαγαν τους πρώτους και βασικούς ήχους, τότε ξεκίνησαν να μαζεύουν, να είναι collectors δηλαδή σε καλών κομματιών ηλεκτρονικής μουσικής και όχι μόνο, καθώς από ό,τι μας είπε υπήρχαν και κομμάτια για παράδειγμα τους Depeche Mode τα οποία είχαν κάποια ιδέα και τα αφομοίωσαν στη δικιά τους βέβαια πάντα κουλτούρα και στυλ, η οποία είναι ηλεκτρονική χορευτική μουσική. Και εφόσον αφομοίωσαν αυτά τα στοιχεία και έκοψαν όλα τα vocals, δηλαδή ό,τι φωνητική πρόσμιξη υπήρχε, ό,τι στίχος κτλ., τότε ξεκίνησαν να παράγουν τα πρώτα tracks, τα πρώτα κομμάτια δηλαδή ηλεκτρονικής μουσικής.
So then at that point, many of the musicians or freaks who was partying in Goa listening to these sounds, they saw the idea what we were trying to put across musically. And many of them then started to go back to the West, set up their studio, and start to make music which fit exactly for our idea of what we were trying to do with the party. And so Goa Trance was born.
Μας εξηγεί ότι εκείνη τη χρονική περίοδο, at the last years of the 80s, that's the West guys
In the beginning of the 90s also.
Στην αρχή λοιπόν της δεκαετίας του 90, άνθρωποι οι οποίοι έρχονταν από τη Δύση για να κάνουν διακοπές στις Ινδίες, ήρθαν σε επαφή με την κουλτούρα της ηλεκτρονικής μουσικής, αφομοιώθηκαν με αυτή, τους άρεσε ο τρόπος διασκέδασης, αλλά και η όλη κατάσταση η οποία επικρατούσε στις Ινδίες. Άλλωστε, βέβαια, κανείς μέχρι τότε δεν ήξερε ποιοι άνθρωποι πάνε εκεί, γιατί διασκεδάζουν, γιατί τους αρέσει η ηλεκτρονική μουσική και το τι γίνεται εκεί. Γύρισαν λοιπόν πίσω στη Δύση, στις μόνιμες κατοικίες τους, έστησαν τα στούντιό τους και ξεκίνησαν να παράγουν ηλεκτρονική μουσική. We are the beginning of the 90s. And I want to
This
ask
was the time when people like Rajaram from Tip Records, or Youth from Dragonfly Records, or Mike McGuire from Juno Reactor, Johan
Μας εξηγεί
from
τα πρώτα
Juno
ονόματα.
Reactor. All these kind of people came in the early 90s. They came on our parties. They heard the sound. They went back to the West and they start to make the sound and make record companies to distribute this music.
Μου είπε μερικά από τα πρώτα ονόματα τα οποία πρωτοστάσαν ηλεκτρονική μουσική, όπως ο Rajaram, Mike McGuire, Youth. Next, I can't remember all.
Even I forget also. Anyway, let me tell you, besides all of that history, the thing that was always the same for me about the music was that music has always been a soundtrack for my life. The whole time when I was growing up, always music was there. It was the soundtrack of my life. It reflected the things around me. And then when I went to India and learned about the spirit, I could understand when those songs came to me, I could see that when I went into that state and the song came through me, and all the people who were listening, they also went into that state. And then I realized the strength of music as a vehicle of transmission, that you could affect people's consciousness and even take them to the highest level through music. So I started to focus on that, not only with my live music in the 70s, but then when I came into DJing, the spirit has always been the same in this kind of thing. To use music, when I come to the party, I set up my altar, I make an offering to the cosmic spirit, then I start the music. The whole music and the whole party becomes an offering to the cosmic spirit. This is the way that I communicate to the universe, is through music. And it's a very personal relationship, and somehow I feel that when you play the music in the right way, the spirit can really come to that place and everyone can feel it and be blessed by it. And this is what we're trying to do with Party, to use Party to uplift people's consciousness and try to light a light in their mind and in their heart through this ancient tribal ritual that's existed since the beginning of time.